Hello guys, welcome back to the first series of SQL. So in this video we are going to see about ISQL and I will going to cover like what is SQL, basic commands of SQL and where we can use ISQL and advantage and disadvantage of SQL. So try to understand like first I will going to explain about what is SQL. As we know guys, SQL stands for Structured Query Language. It is a structured query language. It is a standard language which is used to communicate with the database. With help of this, we can able to communicate with the database. And with help of SQL, we can able to manage data in a relational database. As we know, with help of SQL, we can manage our data where we can store. In the relational database, we can store the data in a form of table. So that is SQL, and it is the used to perform the tasks such as inserting, querying, updating, and deleting the data. With help of this, we can able to insert a data, we can update the data, and whenever we want, we can delete also data. So this is all about what is SQL. If I talk about the what are the basic command of SQL, so these are the command which I have mentioned here. So first one, data query language. In the data query language, we have to select the particular things. Like if I want to see my name in the table, on that time we have to use a select. And like here I have mentioned, we can retrieve the data from the database. Second one, data manipulation. In this data manipulation, we have to insert data, we can update the data, we can delete the data. Whenever we want, we can insert the data in a database. If I want to update, if I want to modify any data, on that time you can update the data. And whenever you want to delete, whenever you want to do a delete, then you can delete or drop the data. So I have mentioned here we can add, change or remove the data from database. So this is all about data manipulation. If I talk about the data definition, in this case we have to create the data, we can also drop the data, and we can also alter the data. With help of data definition, we can able to create, drop and alter. So I have mentioned here, you can create, change database structure. Whenever we want, based upon the requirement, we can create, change the data from the database. So this is all about the data definition. If I talk about the data control, in this phase we have to do a grant and revoke also. So this is a command for data control. Like here I have mentioned here, we can control the access to the data and the resources. We have a particular resource to control all the data we can access from the database. So this is all about the data control. Now we are going to see about where we can use a SQL. Guys, where we can use a SQL. We can use a SQL for data insert, for data updating, for data read. Whenever we want, we can read the data from the database. Whenever we want, we can delete the data from the database. And whenever we want, we can create a database and we can manage a database from the data. And the sixth one, we can do also data filtering and sorting. Whenever we want, we can do a sorting also. And we can also use for join operation. Join means we have to join one table to another. So this one for join operation. And the eighth one, we can access control. We have a access control to access the database from the data. And we can also use for backend for application. For storing the database, we can also use in a backend. So this is all about where we can use a SQL. Now we are going to see about advantage of SQL. Like we can easily learn and use. It is easy to learn and use. Like I have mentioned here, SQL use a simple English like syntax, making it beginners friendly. It is easy to learn. Just you simply understand. It is easy to learn and easy to use. And syntax also easy. And the second one, efficient data management. We can manage the data in an efficient manner. Like I have mentioned here, easily we can handle large amount of data in a relational database. As we know guys, in a relational database, we can able to store our data in a form of table. And we can also manage a large amount of data. So this is data management. If I talk about the standard language, this is the standard language. Like here SQL is ANSI and ISO, that is standard and widely used across many RDBMS, means relational database management system, like MySQL, PostgreSQL, Oracle, SQL Server. So these are the things where we can say that this is the standard language, and it is the one of the high performance for complex query. This is the high complex for complex query. Those who have a complex query, so for that, this is a high language, high performance. And we can also filter, join, and aggregate data effectively. With help of this, we can join the data, we can aggregate the data. So like that, we can do. And with help of data integrity and security, like enforces rules through the constraint and provide user permission. With help of this, we will get a permission from the user where we have to provide a user permission. And here also we can use a portable. Like I have mentioned here, it can be used with many database with minor syntax change. We can do a minor syntax change and we can use for any database. So this is all about the advantage of SQL. If I talk about the disadvantage of SQL, so there is limited of relational database. There is one limit that we could not able to add more database in a relational database. So this is one of the limit. And if I talk about the, like here we don't does not work natively with non-relational like no SQL database like MongoDB. And the third one, the complexity is advanced query. It have a advanced query. Sometimes it will difficult to understand. So it have complex join or nested query can be difficult to write and understand. As I told you, it have some difficult query which sometime you will face to understand. Whenever we are going to write some code query, on that time we will face difficulty to understand. And we can perform ISO with very large database. We can perform ISO with uh, database, and may we need to turning and indexing for the optimal performance and on the massive database. We can also, like here I have mentioned a specific extension. I have mentioned here this is one of the specific extension that we could not able to do here in the SQL. And some SQL dialect differ across like a system. Like for example, TSQL in a SQL Server, PL/SQL in Oracle, which has reduced portability and it is not suitable for real-time processing alone. Like I told you, no, this is not a suitable for real-time processing. And SQL alone is not sufficient for a real-time stream data or big data need without additional tools. So I hope you guys get to know about SQL. If you have any doubt, any query, let me know in the comment box. And I hope this video will help you to gain a knowledge about the SQL. Thank you so much guys for watching this video. See you in the next video. Thank you guys.